Once we got here, the scenery is freaking awesome. Riding through trees, then you pop out onto the beach.
The night rides have been awesome.
This night ride has an energy to it. Everybody stays in a similar line. There's some line options because of the terrain, the trees and all that. We're coming back every year.
Dang, Nick. Mic drop. I spoke on some of my favorite stuff. We didn't even touch on your new gangster parts, dude.
Speaking of what you saw, you brought up RJ. Baddest UTV maybe ever made.
Nos! Like that. Maybe RJ will sponsor me. RJ's not in it for that. He just likes building cool shit. He's not in it to sell. And oh, my glazing? Danny! Oh my god! I can't even say nothing. These guys, dude. I think they're just jealous that they didn't get a ride, dude.
Like, you were in a bad mood after he left.
I am sad, dude. He's my friend.
Coos Bay, Oregon, what's happening? Chupacabra Offroad. Enjoying our first week off-roading in Oregon. I think I came here when I was a little kid, but it's my first time, you guys. The vibes here, what do you think?
Yeah, my first time. I thought you were going to introduce us, Nick. How rude. Wow.
Yeah, that was not cool, dude.
Introducing myself, my name's Nick Olson. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, born and raised, currently residing in Peoria, Arizona. I'm enjoying Coos Bay with my buddies, Anthony Chavira from Yuma, Arizona, along with FredRZR from Calexico. Guys, introduce yourselves, tell the crowd who you are and what do you think about Coos Bay.
You want to start it off or me start it off?
You go.
All right, thanks, compa, thanks. Yeah, Anthony Chavira, a.k.a. Living Chavira Loca. Big shout out to the homie Nick here, Chupacabra Offroad, making all this trip happen. It's been an absolute freaking pleasure. I guess I was supposed to introduce myself. I was rambling right there. Yeah, freaking born in Salinas, moved to Yuma when I was super young, been in Yuma ever since. I left for the military a long time ago. I was gone for a little bit, and now I'm back in Yuma doing all my off-road stuff, and I'm freaking stoked to be here, man. Turn it over to you, Fred.
Oh, I'm FredRZR, also known as FredRZR. Funny that you just said I was born in Salinas too, bro.
I think agriculture stuff maybe. I don't know.
Same hospital? We got to pull up the results.
I think I was something memorial.
Me too.
Even my wife was born in the same hospital.
And that they like knocked it down or something. Like it's not there anymore.
I don't remember.
That's what I know. Well, yeah, Calexico, California, FredRZR, and I'm here, with Nick. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. And my boy Chavira.
Speaking of where I'm from the desert, like you guys, but I did live a little bit in the Pacific Northwest, live in Northern California, came up to the PNW. I love it up here. I love to bike. I love the trees. I love mountains. So I'm loving the vibes up here, man. Obviously, we're desert rats. I like all different types of off-roading, and this is different. And how would you guys talk about the vibes, the riding, the night ride? Let's talk about it.
Man, yeah, vibes have been A1 since day one. Been a freaking absolute blast coming out here. At first, I was a little skeptical. People talk about the size of these dunes versus Glamis, which is always like a big topic. Is like Glamis is so huge and stuff. So, a little skeptical. But once we got here, the scenery is freaking awesome. Riding through trees, then you pop out onto the beach. We had a solid group of guys with G Life and his crew, Choco, all of us. Dudes that can really put it down, and that makes this way fun. Not having to slow down and worry about people. But Coos Bay has been awesome, man. I'm loving it. The weather, getting away from 110 degrees right now. We're out here chilling. It's beautiful.
Yeah, speaking of our friends, Frank G Life UTV, he's got a fantastic YouTube channel. If you haven't already seen it,
he puts in some work.
But got to know him well over the years, along with his buddy Choco and their crew. JB led us on a bunch of fun rides, and it feels like kind of a bit of the Glamis crew up here. I think they're all celebrating their first time as well. And Fred, the rides they've been throwing down, hanging out with them has been super fun.
To me, it's been really fun. I came out here last year with Polaris. We did some riding. The dunes were just for ourselves, so it's pretty cool. So coming up here for the event, I was like, it's going to be super packed. I don't know. I was
nervous.
I was a little nervous, but to be honest, I guess the night rides have been awesome. My boy knows.
The night ride has been crazy.
They've been great. Then the rides with Frank, like you were saying, just riding with people that you don't got to wait for nobody. They just know what to do. They know how to follow. Everybody is on a game. They know what they're doing. I think it's been awesome. Those rides with Frank, Choco, and their crew. We did some great rides with those guys, And I don't think we had to been worrying about much as I thought. It's not that chaotic.
I think the only kind of hiccup that we had, you blew a belt yesterday.
I did.
Too many RPMs, bro. Too much sauce.
Yeah. The stock belt made it about 1,950 miles.
Oh,
that's how long it lasts for under my right foot.
That's not bad.
Honestly, that's really good, dude. I don't know if it's bad luck or whatever, but I only got a couple hundred miles out of my first belt, which is weird. This is, I believe, my second belt. It's been doing good. we'll see.
Too much right foot, bro.
Too much right foot. I know.
bro.
I can't keep it like.
So we're eating dinner last night, and a topic comes up. You know, the vibe of the night ride. We ran into some other Glamis locals at dinner. Comment below if you guys have been here, you've been to Glamis. This night ride has an energy to it. Everybody stays in a similar line. There's some line options because of the terrain, the trees, and all that. But I feel like Glamis needs a ride like the Takeover night ride.
Yeah, and Nick was like, Anthony, you should, lead this and do something with it. And I would love to. I just hate the whole liability portion of like something happens and now my name is somewhat on the hook for these people. I don't want that, especially in California. I don't want to freaking be dealing with none of that nonsense. Nick mentioned he's like, make a burner profile and freaking post randomly like, hey, meet here if you want to get it in on some writing. But I don't know. It would be definitely sick to be able to just rip the dunes. No destination, so no one can cheat. We're just, hey, meet at sunset, and we're gonna freaking rip, and then we'll see where the lines take us.
Well, to me, it reminds me of racing motocross coming 4 or 5 wide into the first turn at Glen Helen, and I think it's that way because everybody sticks on the line. So can we keep the same energy here? Like you said, it's not a get from point A to B as fast as you can. It's everyone's tight. You have to trust the guy on your left, on your right, the guy in front of you, the guy behind you.
Everybody.
And that's what brings some intensity, whether you're running at the front, you're in the middle, you're in the back, which is where the chaos happens. But can we take that same energy of this ride because it's unique and it's super fun?
I think it's pretty unique, and I would think Anthony would do a great job in Glamis, but like he's saying, in California, it's just like, is it going to work out, the liability? I mean, you tried to do that little ride a couple years ago, remember, just to give out swag.
BLM loves
BLM
to shut
came
shit
to
down.
you, and it wasn't even a ride. Yeah. And now imagine a ride. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm pretty sure Anthony would do such a great job.
I would love to do it, dude. I mean, but I don't know. We can definitely brainstorm some ideas. We ran into Robbie Gordon last night at dinner. It was pretty cool. I mean, Robbie Gordon, whatever, but or aside, he's still a freaking legend. Whatever people think or don't like, whatever. But really cool chopping it up with him and Max last night. And Robbie's like, yeah, I'll freaking do it. We'll meet at the drags at this time, and we're gonna run here. I'm doing half throttle on the speed. Like, oh my gosh, Robbie, yes, you're a freaking beast, bro. Chill out. But yeah, it'd be badass to do, man. I don't know. Maybe we can do something.
It's really cool. The ride has a different energy to it. It's probably going to remember after we get home. UTV take over this place. The terrain, everything about it is awesome, but the ride has its own energy. And, we're lucky enough to get to go off-road all over the place, and it's cool to have some more variety. I love variety. I like to do a little bit of rock crawling when I don't get too scared. Tuning, going to Baja. You guys are the same. You guys are down for whatever as long as we're behind the wheel.
You mentioned the energy of the night ride. And I think you touched on it last night when we were talking, Rome wasn't built in a day, right? They've been doing this is 10th year of UTV Takeover. How many times has Corey, built this product up? And then now there's, coverage on it, content. So it hypes, it gets the people going, So the first year, you can expect it to be slow, but maybe after a couple holidays out there or a couple of years that we do, the Halloween run, maybe it'll turn into something cool.
Well,
yeah.
Go ahead. It's been 10 years, like you said, and I think that night ride, like the vibes, everything, everybody's pumped for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're in line next to Corey. People are over here waiting for them on the right turn. People are up there. Everybody is just looking forward for that.
People pop out of everywhere, dude.
They like the events, the short course, the Hug Fest, but people are hyped about the night run. Like the vibes are there.
Every day gets crazier
every
too.
day. I mean, we did it on Tuesday. There was probably 75 cars. Wednesday,
maybe 100.
Twice. No, a little bit over.
Really?
Thursday. And then yesterday, what's your guess?
Was stupid.
250,
I don't even
300?
know.
I don't even know. It was just chaotic. That's the proper word.
I'm glad Fred hinted at Hugfest. We'll talk about that. It's Saturday morning. That's today. It's getting ready to happen. But I want to give a shout out to the UTV Takeover crew. I think the events, I noticed this going to Utah. Everyone's in a good mood. The vendors are really stoked on it. They do a great job for everybody that comes. It's a destination. You can tell the people who are here, they just love it. There's something for everybody. If you just want to go ride, you want to check out an event, you want to participate in an event, it's really well organized. And the Takeover, you guys are doing it as good as anybody in our industry. Thanks for having us. Hopefully we can contribute to the momentum of the event by creating content and being here and sharing our energy. And this is not, we're coming back every year.
Dang, Nick. Mic drop.
And we only have the big reveal the Huck Fest. Anthony is geared up. How are you feeling, man? It's Huck Fest. You didn't come up here just to feel it out.
No,
because I know you.
Yeah, you know, I always say I'm
My
gonna.
boy wants first place.
I always say I'm gonna be chill, or oh, you know, I'm gonna. But there's
You
no
know
chill
that's
once
not
I
gonna
get
happen.
behind the wheel. Yeah, I did come for the Hug Fest. I did plan on winning. I do plan on winning, but you know, we'll see how it goes. There's some people out there that can be a little crazier than myself. But you touched on the energy of UTV Takeover and the awesome event that they put out. I absolutely agree. I really appreciate the agenda. They have it printed out everywhere. You could go and snag a pic, and then, you know, oh, at 2 o'clock they're doing this, at 3 o'clock this, at 4 o'clock ambassador ride. All these things laid out for every single day, Wednesday through Saturday. It's great. It makes everybody feel like involved, and you know, where if you want to be somewhere, oh, I can be there at 3 and, you know, check it out.
Fred,
I
how
like
about
it.
the only punctual ride in off-road? The night ride starts at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. I've never
Thank
seen
you, Corey. Thank
right
you.
at 8 o'clock. No excuses. Not 8:01 or 8 with 30 seconds.
Hold on, my buddy needs
My
more
buddy
gas.
needs more
Nope.
gas. We're waiting because Choco was putting gas on his shocks or something.
Yeah.
Remember that yesterday?
Yeah.
No.
Choco.
Corey is right at 8 o'clock. No excuses. We're on the gas right at 8. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
I've never been to another most punctual ride in my life.
No, that never happens like that, dude. Like you said, 8 o'clock and 3 seconds after at most, and we're on the
And
gas. pedal
everyone's
to the
on the
metal.
gas. Yes,
and
sir.
you do not let off until you get to the midway point where everybody takes a break.
And it was funny, like 8 o'clock, you're on the gas. I timed the ride yesterday.
7 minutes.
It took
or
us-
8 minutes.
So
something like that.
Obviously, we know right at 8 o'clock we're on the gas. We're there. You're pumped. We're driving. Obviously, my boys up front. We're probably like the 20th cars. Me and Nick right there. I show up to at the end. What is it, Spillner or whatever it's called?
The midway
Rio?
point, the
The
break.
midway point. So I show up. I remove my helmet right away because I want to come down and talk to these guys. I'm like, okay, what time is it? Oh, it's 8:08. So anywhere
8
between
minutes to rip
7
the entire
minutes
dunes.
45 seconds or 8 minutes and 45 seconds, but basically it takes us 8 minutes of just chaotic driving.
I love it though, dude. Those 8 minutes are insane, dude.
It's
You're
intense. The
How
adrenaline's
do-
through the roof.
like, I feel like you can see my chest just beating, dude, because it's just, you're so freaking locked in. Yesterday running with, I was in the front yesterday with Robbie, Max. I was able to pass Todd Romano, so yes, but I couldn't freaking pass Robbie and Max, man. Those guys are gangster. Robbie does not play. He does not care about making some contact, and I was kind of a little scared to go around him, and you know, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But yeah, it's been freaking awesome.
Speaking of events, you know, you guys are both Polaris ambassadors. Polaris does some events here to increase engagement like they've done at Camp FredRZR. I was telling the Polaris guys, I know a lot of my friends in Glamis love the getting more interaction, getting people to go out and, you know, win some prizes, getting them to go out and do and have fun.
Yeah.
So maybe just a little bit of a transition. Cool to Polaris doing that. You guys talk about what they're doing here, and then Camp FredRZR, we kind of talk about what's going on after this event, because this is probably our big riding event for the summer. It's hot back home. We're gearing up for some product releases, Sand Show, of course, and then Camp FredRZR.
On
We
to
got
dune
invited back
season.
to have a booth, so that's always a big kickoff for us, of course. But you guys, you want to talk about what Polaris has done here, the demo rides, and then, you know, kind of how they're helping increase the excitement of the event.
You want to start? Well, they did this owner Polaris ride, which is pretty cool. But
And they say
obviously-
Polaris owner,
only,
but they
but
open it
it's-
up to the public.
yeah, anybody-
Can-Ams can
anybody can
join,
come.
anybody can come.
That's
but-
pretty rad. You know,
yeah.
they gave us ice cream, hot dogs. We go on a nice chill
Dude,
ride.
yesterday they were making asada tacos.
Oh,
When
there
I
you
pulled
go.
up to diagnose my
Who
car,
does
they
that?
yeah, who
I mean,
does that? Nobody
Come on.
does it like
And
Polaris.
this is not the first. They do it at Camp FredRZR.
Yeah.
Huge. Myself, I went on an owner's ride at King of the Hammers. Same thing. It was led by Polaris people. Everybody was invited. We had ice cream, hot dogs. They gave away prizes. I mean, we gave them some stuff to give away for these prizes. And they're at every takeover. Like you were saying earlier, the takeover people, they just think about everything. The kids, because those rides are just family oriented.
Yeah.
Nice pace, not like the night ride. Right,
Yeah.
but nice
Still a
pace.
good pace.
Oh,
Shout
it's
out
still a
to
good pace.
It was
buddy-
Billy.
It was
Billy
Billy,
Slade.
yeah. Shout out to Billy. That was a
Fun
good
ride.
pace.
I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be really chill.
Yeah, normally you go on these big company rides and you expect to
Going
go a
like
little
20
bit
miles an hour.
slower, but now we were pushing at a good pace.
good
RJ, Blake, like all these
everybody was
industry
there.
leaders were in the mix. But yeah, man, big kudos, shout out to Polaris. Nobody does it like you guys. And this isn't no freaking glazing. You know, I'm not. This is my unbiased opinion. You see it, man. You see Polaris out there. You see them do what they do. Nobody else does it like them. I love being a part of this shit.
Speaking of what you saw, you brought up RJ. RJ got the baddest UTV maybe ever made,
dude.
and
Yes.
you got to ride in it. The Sand Slayer
Yes.
is
Sand
running
Slayer.
good, and as a fan of the sport, as a fan of cool stuff, that car looks incredible. And you got to go for a spin in it or what?
Yeah, the Sand Slayer fucks. Is that allowed to say? There you go. Yeah, man.
Sorry, Danny.
When we took her out on her maiden voyage last year, and we shot content together. It was great. Shout out to D Shank. Me and him have been partners kind of when we've linked up with RJ. And yeah, we had a good time. And then I don't remember what he was having little issues. When you build something of that caliber, so custom, you can't dial everything in from the get-go. So we went out there. Something happened. I wasn't able to get in. Unfortunate, but whatever. He's like, I owe you, blah, blah, blah. Next time it gets out, I'll hit you up. It just so happened to be they just finished it, a couple weeks ago, fine-tuning, like Gen 2, basically. And they brought it out. He hit me up. He's like, let's link up. Let's meet here, and let's go. And, yeah, we did a few passes, 4 or 5 passes on low boost. No idea what power that makes. I think that car is capable of, 600, 700, 800.
I think it's 500.
But I think we're at
550.
600. And then the last pass, he's like, you want to do high boost? I'm like, who am I to say no, bro? Yes. So, NOS! Like that. Maybe RJ will sponsor me. But, yeah, he freaking cranks it up to high boost, dude. And just like, I feel like Woody or Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story when he's hanging
Where
out.
he's hanging from the RC car.
Dude, it's freaking nuts. It was crazy. I mean, an experience for sure, man. I mean, my favorite car, my favorite RZR.
I don't know if they had plans on making several and selling. I'm sure there's people who would buy it. If I slang some more mirrors here, I'd love to own one myself. But just a rad car. It looks incredible. It'd be so cool to see several of those things running around under the people who know how to drive them.
I think they're badass. It's
the
kind of like
attention to
the
detail.
factory cars. You want
Yeah,
a
those
desert
are
car,
badass
the
cars.
Sand Slayer. You want one of those for the dudes.
Yeah.
So definitely a great idea.
Yep.
So maybe RJ, you should start building a couple of them.
RJ's not in it for that. He just likes building cool shit. He's not in it to sell. And
so-
am I glazing?
Oh
Danny,
my God,
oh my
dude.
god, I can't even say nothing. These guys, dude. Yesterday I didn't want a coffee, and they're like, "Oh, it's because you said because RJ left." I think they're just jealous that
Dude,
they
you
didn't
were
get a
just
ride,
like,
dude.
you were in a bad mood after he left.
I am
all day.
sad, dude. He's my friend.
All right, shifting gears, pun intended. G-Life, I mentioned him his YouTube channel. He let me go drive his super pimped out Mavar. I got to drive one for a little while in the local desert, but to drive a car, thank you so much, Frank. It was very cool, and there's always this in the community, this or that. People ask us because we get to drive them a lot, and what a cool experience. Unfortunately, G went so big that he crashed his car.
Yeah, it took a bad
luckily,
spill,
he's
man.
okay, but man, thank you so much for letting me drive your car and trusting me. And
How was it?
What a cool car. He's
what do
got
you
the
think?
shift kit. He's got more power running to it. It is such a visceral, connected, I always talk about how much I love the CVT, how that instant throttle and you just can focus on driving. And it would take me more of a learning curve, but it's awesome in a different way. And I think as a tuning car, it's awesome. It's wide, it's low. His suspension ramped up nicely. I tweak on a couple things on that myself. Even though he's a little bit shorter than me, I felt like I could see through the car well, and I didn't play around with a lot of shifting. I left it in Sport Plus, but the thing rips. And
I think he's still fine-tuning the suspension. I know you talked about it, but I think he only messed with the back with MTS, like internally. I think the front, I'm not sure if it's just a spring kit or what, because he felt the front was like pretty good. So he's still, working some things out on it.
wheelbase for a two-seater. It was getting through the big holes.
Dude,
It's,
it works.
You've been driving on the
right?
two-seater a little bit this weekend.
Oh my God, yeah! Shout out to Polaris, the freaking loaner back there. I don't know if you guys could catch it, but man, just on knobbies, dude, completely stock. That thing is absolutely insane to rip. I love how it feels. The power, it's insane. The difference, how you wouldn't think the power would be so substantial, like the difference like that between a 4-seater and a 2-seater, but
Just the weight, bro.
it's the
cut
way
down
maybe
weight.
like the when you lose the 15% like when you go from crank horsepower to wheel horsepower, like
From,
that 15% that you lose.
real horse to real horsepower.
Whatever,
I
you
know what
know.
you're talking about. Well, I
But
mean,
yeah,
the
2-seater way
two-seater's
better.
badass.
I freaking love it. I want to sell my 4-seater.
Well,
Anyways,
Anthony
Nick,
likes to fly, and he brought the big 4-seater.
I did.
Which I think you might be one of the only guys jump on a 4-seater. If I had
Really?
to guess, I think most of the guys do, and they build these custom cars. I saw a cool car here with big bump stops, and it's cool to see. These guys are built to play.
These
And
guys
you're in
wanna fly.
compared to you're not dwelling on bump stops. You're in a stock
Ish
4-seater.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's,
you have a big weight. You're coming down harder with the weight.
yeah, but I mean, I built Roxanne for this stuff. 56 Industries arms up front, everything chromoly, TIG, like gangster, super tough stuff. I feel I have best of the best. You know, you can argue different companies, you know, Shock Therapy, MTS, Ford, Chevy, you know, things like that, but
You have the best of what you like.
of what
honestly,
I like, exactly,
you know?
yeah. And
It is what it is.
you know, I think I have a good opportunity, you know, to go out there and put on a show. If they have two-seaters, great. Bump stops or not, like, I'm in it to win it, and you know, pedal to the metal, and hopefully Roxanne flies good. We did hit a couple jumps yesterday, nice little tabletop, and she
I was
flying
there,
nice.
and we did a couple.
I was out
runs,
jumping some dirt
and
bikes.
He started off good, but those last 3 hits,
They were
they
nice.
were just so smooth, looked like butter. Like my boy, the people were so hot, Danny. Like the people were like so hyped. Oh my god, and this and that. Like it looked like it was Huckfest yesterday. You know,
I was
those last
excited.
2 jumps. It was
Roxanne
just,
is
like,
ready to
so
go, bro.
perfect. Oh, you're ready to go.
I'm
Roxanne's ready to go. We're pumped.
Fred
We're
carried me
good.
in today, so I wouldn't hurt my legs. So I'm just sitting
I
all
had
day.
to carry
Right
him in
now,
my
Nick's
back.
gonna pick me up and sit me in the shade. Sasha's gonna give me a foot massage.
Danny, he woke up.
Danny's
He had a
gonna give
cold
me
water.
another massage with his mouth, and yeah, I'll be ready to go.
Well, speaking of which, let's wrap this up, guys. We got your big jump. You got to get focused. We're gonna get out there and get some cool content and enjoy the vibes. Any final thoughts on?
Hey, I spoke on some of my favorite stuff. We didn't even touch on your new gangster parts, dude.
Okay,
Talk
yeah.
about it.
New
Talk
stuff.
about it. Give
We
us
gotta
the
talk
specs.
about it. Come on.
Yeah, so thanks to you guys helping product test some of the new parts. We have a couple parts that we launched here, mainly for the Pro R. We've been working hard since Sand Show last year. We have a lot more parts coming at the Sand Show, so we're excited to really branch off and keep growing our product offering. Real quickly, as we kind of do different categories, like a lot of products you see right now are made in America. The focus with all of our stuff is never about optimizing profit. You guys that watch this, you're the customers that ultimately pay for it. I want to build and create what I would only buy with my own money. As we venture off into suspension components, I want made in America, highest quality Heims, bumpers all made in America. I think that's the right call. I think that's what makes me feel right as we grow our brand. So, you know, this stuff is not going to be the least expensive on the market, but, you know,
Quality.
And definitely some of the best looking.
Cheap ain't good. Good ain't cheap. There we go.
but, you know, always
Buy
taking
ones,
everyone's
cry ones.
feedback, and we want to keep elevating the brand and giving you guys more products to be stoked on, and I can't wait to show you what we got coming here soon.
Talk about your
Stoked
bumper.
for
I'll
it.
talk about mine. I'll let you talk about yours.
About what?
Your bumper. You know, you got the pre-order
well, I'm
bumper.
not, you know, super nerdy like that about specs.
Yeah,
it's
I'll
just
talk about it. He's got
you
the
can
new
talk more, dude.
pre-runner bumper with our skid plate. He's running 2 light setup, LP4s in amber. That's his style. I'm running the pre-runner bumper, 4 light setup, 4 XL80s. Looks good. You know,
You can basically buy my bumper and then have the attachments that
Yes,
Fred has, and then you
exactly.
can add more lights. You know, some people like the 4 up front. It looks great. In my opinion, you can't go wrong either way.
Yeah.
And then Nick has the winch option, which, you know, a lot of people love that stuff too. I'm not big on the winches, not that they look bad or anything. I just never ran one. And I don't know, but it looks great, man. Your product
Definitely
looks good.
seeing a shift in the industry, and people running less light bars or not running light bars at all, and they're loving the pod lights, you know, from the
Yeah.
mirrors down. So I think bumper sales gives another opportunity to give you guys more light where you want it, because that's what I prefer.
Yep.
And hopefully you guys dig the products when you see them, and let us know what your feedback is. Comment below.
I
Yeah.
mean, the bumper looks really good.
Pairing
in
the
car.
bumpers with some BDs too, dude. You can't go wrong, man. Some
Designs,
badass.
Baja designs for the win. We all love
favorite.
Baja designs.
Yep.
You do, I do, Nick does. Who doesn't?
But
Well, thank you guys.
yeah, man.
Enjoying this
Thanks
trip
for
with you
having
guys.
us.
It's fun doing all this with a bunch of guys that are share the passion and fun to hang out with. And appreciate you guys watching. If you guys like
Thanks,
the
guys.
content, comment.
Thanks, Nick.
Subscribe below. As always, we have a whole lot more coming your way.
Woo, let's get
Sir,
it, guys.
Let's go. Let's go huck it.
I know. Pick me up, Nick.